Hello, my name is Kathy, and today I'll be discussing Mercury in Aquarius. But before I do this, I wanted to let you know that because I have a great many videos now on many different topics, that I've decided to make several different video playlists so that it's easier to find the topics of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. Mercury and Aquarius people have minds that need a lot of stimulation and activity. They like to examine many areas of thought, looking for fresh, new interests and connections. Sometimes this can degenerate into being a kind of intellectual butterfly, flitting from one chain of thought to another. However, if they are truly fascinated with an idea, they will follow through with it, connecting chains of thought from one subject to another subject until they return once more to their starting point, but several layers higher in their intellectual understanding. These people love the unusual. They are just fascinated with all kinds of new and innovative thoughts like flying saucers, space aliens, to yoga, meditation, electronics, aviation, space flight, astronomy, astrology, and pretty much anything that will take their inquisitive minds into further areas of vast abstractions or multi-level thinking. They have the capacity to make unusual connections between one idea to another that can have the effect of bringing into the light of consciousness wonderful new prospects and possibilities. Mercury and Aquarius people are fully capable of pursuing a train of thought for long periods of time. They will trace the connections of this thought into many diverging areas until they are well outside of mainstream thought. The bottom line with these people is that they could care less about traditional intellectual thought. These people are the inventive and original geniuses of the world, or could be. These people seem driven to wanting to understand how the cosmos works and how it all comes together. Sometimes Mercury and Aquarius people forego these intellectual abstractions and instead take a rigid and narrow intellectual path and will stick solely to what they have been taught, and never changing their minds or really thinking for themselves. This is truly a sad state of affairs for this intellectually brilliant Mercury position. Even if these people start out with this rigid thought process, there is no escaping the originality of this Mercury position, and they will eventually turn their thought processes inside out and move into the natural state of openness and mental flexibility, which is the true nature of this Mercury position. Negatively expressed, the Mercury and Aquarius person's thought processes can be erratic and often intensely confusing to the average person. Just when these people have gotten their audience to understand the train of thought that they are presenting, they all of a sudden dart off on a suddenly different tangent and then make some ridiculous and inappropriate observation, or if completely losing their train of thought altogether. Negatively expressed, Mercury and Aquarius can have a hard time stringing three ideas together without being distracted. Their curious minds flitting from one thing to another, but being incapable of sticking to one intellectual tract. In general, though, the problem tends more to the powerful tendency towards abstract thought. Sometimes they can become too detached and end up living in a world of their own mental construction, which may be a very long way from the reality that others experience. These people need to maintain connections with the rest of humanity and can do this by pondering on the very essence of society and then applying their original thought processes into creating more utopian conditions for humanity in general. This will then allow them to express and develop all parts of their humanity. The world truly needs these idealistic thinkers to bring down their wonderful concepts into the practical world that we all live in. Mercury and Aquarius people benefit from the knowledge that the universal mind of man is not separate from the individual mind. In this way, they can get their minds around the concept of telepathic experiences, or how a brand new invention can be created in several parts of the world, totally unconnected to the other. In other words, the 100 monkeys effect. They can also decide to be a little less abstract and pursue a string of interests in modern high-speed communications, whether this is radio, television, telephones, data processing, computer sciences, internet, or transportation. Mercury and Aquarius people sometimes become so wrapped up in their intellectual studies that they end up using scientific, technological, or some other form of jargon, and then they become impossible to understand. Or they can't find their thoughts, or they can find that their thoughts speed so fast, connecting one totally unrelated fact with another piece of information, that they can forget to finish their sentences, presumably hoping that their listener can telepathically keep up with them to understand what they mean. Or they can rudely finish other people's sentences for them in their hurry to get on to the next exciting topic. These people are innovative thinkers, and so they naturally prefer the liberal and the unorthodox when it comes to education. This can manifest as a passionate interest in experimental schools or complete independence in following their own interests, letting their minds lead the way into uncharted territory. These people are naturally intellectually humanitarians, egalitarians, and are usually without pride or prejudice in their views. The wonderful thing about Mercury and Aquarius is that these people's minds are not only versatile, but they have the capacity to put their thoughts to work in practical ways. These people, as a rule, could care less what others think of their intellectual concepts. Other people may regard them as abrupt, eccentric, or rebellious in their thought processes. Even so, they will always follow their own convictions, and by resisting the pressure to conform, they will often succeed in totally unexpected ways. It's important that these people should circulate freely and therefore expose themselves to all kinds of new and stimulating ideas. They are at their very best when they work with others, like-minded people, on a friendly but impersonal basis. It can be difficult for these people to form close emotional relationships with others, but they excel when they are in groups and can then express their original ideas. They tend to gravitate towards the communications industry and really like work that connects books, magazines, broadcasting, and internet concepts together in new and innovative ways. These could also have a natural talent for electronics and for handling complex scientific apparatus. Because Mercury is so close to the Sun, it can never be more than 28 degrees away from Mercury in a birth chart, and so there are only 3 Sun-Mercury combinations for each sign. If the Sun is in Capricorn and Mercury is in Aquarius, the personality is well-grounded and is able to translate the original and creative ideas into effective and practical action. The temperament here will be more scientific than artistic, and the expression of their original ideas will be expressed practically. This combination produces people that are capable of preserving age-old truths in an up-to-date manner, thereby making them easier to understand by contemporary society. If the Sun and Mercury are both in Aquarius, here you find people with minds that seek new, more effective channels of expression. These people are original thinkers, inventors, and innovators. They are often drawn to aviation or to the theoretical sciences. Their intellectual processes are bright and unclouded by emotions as a rule, and they have the capacity to think rationally about highly controversial subjects. When the Sun is in Pisces and Mercury is in Aquarius, here you find the temperament of the individual tends to be more artistically rather than scientifically oriented. This is a wonderful combination for performers who communicate with large audiences via radio, television, or the internet. These people are highly sensitive by nature and are convinced that they are different from most other people and are prone to feeling misunderstood a lot of the time. They are highly responsive to the ideas and impressions that they are constantly exposed to. Mercury in Aquarius has a wonderful, clear-sighted and forward-looking quality to it, but sometimes the ideas that spring from this are too progressive to gain widespread popularity. It's like these people are way ahead of their times, and often mainstream society will finally catch up with them, often decades later, as they swing around to finally embrace the new ideas and concepts that the Mercury in Aquarius person advanced years in the past. I have a great many videos now on many different topics, and so I've decided to make several different video playlists so that it's easier to find the videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. Well, that's it for now. To stay up to date with my latest videos, make sure to subscribe to this free YouTube channel by clicking the red subscribe button right below this video. Take care.